Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shay, and I'm back with another video.
Entered the NBA as the most hyped prospect.
When a player exceeds expectations.
The best prospect ever.
Victor Wembanyama is the singular greatest prospect in NBA draft history.
7'4" with nearly a
really
wingspan and guard skills. In
I feel like that's like I mean it's a hot take, but
and led the league in scoring and blocks as a teenager.
It's not
hype
like
that
like
usually takes time to pay off, but that's what makes Wembanyama special. As a rookie, he led the NBA in blocks, made first team All Defense, and won Rookie of the Year unanimously. By year 2,
the only thing that
by year
they
3,
could probably say is he's missed a lot of games, but I mean, bro, he's 7-4. Of course he's gonna. You know, like his body, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's already being called the best defender in NBA history. Wembanyama contests more than 8 shots at the rim per game, leads the entire league in blocks, and even leads the league in blocks 10 feet in the air, meaning he's literally getting to shots that other defenders can't physically reach. When Wemby is on the floor, opponents take about 45 shots per 100 possessions.
He's a menace.
When he's off the floor, that number jumps to over 52 per 100 possessions.
Wemby.
So now the conversation isn't about potential anymore. It's about MVPs, championships, dynasties, and the kind of career that puts you in the GOAT conversation. This is what happens when a player actually exceeds the hype. LeBron had high school games on national TV. Zion Williamson was selling out college arenas.
Yeah, on God, bro. Yo, Zion had that. What, boy?
But with Victor Wembanyama, the conversation felt
if you know, you know, bro.
Started when he was still a teenager.
But I didn't even know about Victor.
Which is considered the second best.
But I only got to know about Victor, bro, when Victor was just like getting talked about in like the
context made scouts pay attention. He averaged under 10 points per game.
What the hell?
Only playing about 18 minutes a night. So adjusted to start, his production jumped to around 18 points, 10 rebounds.
Big as hell, dribbling that bitch.
Those stats still didn't explain everyone.
Taking everything in the corner.
It was because no one that size was supposed to play like that. Despite being 7'4", Wembanyama was taking pull-up threes, hitting step backs, blocking shots at the rim, then bringing the ball up the floor the next possession. NBA scouts have been tracking him since he was around 15. By the time he was 18, multiple front offices were already talking about the 2023 draft like it revolved around one player. And when he dominated the U19
that's when I found out about him,
including an 8-block game against Team
he was going crazy.
The idea that he was a generational prospect stopped sounding crazy. Kevin Durant said the league was in trouble. Giannis said he'd never seen anything like him. LeBron pulled him in the air.
I'm really glad he said that because I didn't like
By
the time the 2023 season started, it wasn't a secret anymore. Teams knew the draft lottery was about the chance to get Victor Wembanyama. That honor would go to the San Antonio Spurs. This was a franchise that had already seen 2 #1 picks turn into all-time greats, with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. And usually that's where reality hits. Because the NBA doesn't care about hype. It's faster. And even the best prospects in the world usually need time before they look comfortable. Even further, the Spurs were one of the youngest teams in the league. They weren't built to win yet. The roster around him was constantly changing. Wemby's debut against Dallas was solid, but not spectacular.
It's like LeBron's first stint in Cleveland.
A week later,
but he had a roster that was so horrible on him, bro.
Becoming one of only 3 teenagers in NBA history
as a Cavalier.
35 point, 10 rebound,
drag and backpack that
alongside LeBron James and Kevin Durant. He rebounds against the Bulls and became the youngest player in NBA history to record a 20-20 game. By the time the season reached the halfway point, the numbers really started to separate him from every other rookie. 20 points per game, around 10 rebounds, more than 3 blocks a night. He finished the season averaging 3.6 blocks per game, the youngest player ever to lead the NBA in that category. The way he was doing it made it even stranger. Blocking jump shots without jumping, recovering from the paint to the corner in one step, taking step-back threes at 7'4". Later in the season, he recorded a triple-double. He had a 5x5. Put up back-to-back games with at least 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocks, something no rookie had ever done. In March, he dropped 40 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists in a single game against the Knicks. By the end of the year, he became the first player in NBA history to finish a season with 1,500-plus points, 250-plus blocks, and 100-plus made threes. Not the first rookie, the first player ever. He won Rookie of the Year unanimously.
Spurs center was as good as advertised, putting up rookie numbers the league hasn't seen since Shaq's first season back in 1989.
Made All-Defensive First Team and finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting. The Spurs still didn't win many games, finishing just 22-60. That part was expected. But the conversation around Wembanyama had already changed. At the start of the season, the question was, can he live up to the hype?
But it's going to take time, and that's just the way it is. Everything is a process. In the end, as long as he stays healthy, those feet stay healthy.
By the end of the season, it sounded more
that's
like,
that's not an 18, 19-year-old. That dude is a grown man.
That boy Victor was different.
how long until the rest of the league has to deal with this every night? Answer, not long. Because in 2024, teams doubled him earlier. They bodied him in the post. They forced him to take jumpers. And for a few weeks, it looked like the scouting reports might slow him down for a few weeks. But then on October 31st, he recorded his second career.
He had to figure that shit out.
25 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks. Only 2 players in NBA history had ever done that multiple times, Hakeem Olajuwon and Andrei Kirilenko. A few games later, he had 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 blocks against the Clippers. In mid-November, he dropped 50 points in a win over Washington, hitting 8 threes and becoming one of the youngest players ever to reach 50 in an NBA. Scoring was going up, the efficiency was improving, and his defense was still completely unfair. By December, Wemby led the NBA in blocks again, and opponents were already changing how they played when he was on the floor. At the rim, shots that normally went in 67.8% of the time dropped to 46.9% when he contested them. Guards hesitated, bigs rushed. Some possessions ended with players literally turning around.
I can't lie, bro. I feel that, though. I do feel that.
Was on the court, the Spurs played like a playoff team. When he sat, they looked like one of the worst teams in the league. And the individual games kept getting crazy. In December, against Portland, he had 30 points and 10 blocks in the same night, becoming the youngest player ever to reach that combination. He also became the first player in league history to hit 4 threes and block 10 shots in a game. On Christmas Day against the Knicks, he put up 42 points and 18 rebounds. But in February, everything changed. The Spurs shut him down after doctors discovered a blood clot in his shoulder.
After All-Star break.
That shit was shit. I remember that. Damn, bro. I remember that, bro. I remember that. Yo, who else remembers this, bro? When we got injured.
After only 46 games. But somehow that didn't slow the hype.
Oh, the greatest 46 games I've ever seen anybody else play,
finally
bro.
had a real offense. Instead of just development lineups, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell. Instead of asking Wemby to do everything, they started putting him in positions where he could control it.
Bro, his team
Before the season even started, Wembanyama spent 10 days studying martial arts at Shaolin Monastery in China.
Developing
balance, flexibility, and body control. And from the first game of the season, it showed. Opening night against the Mavericks, he dropped 40 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 blocks. The most points ever scored in a season opener in Spurs franchise history, breaking the record that stood since George Gervin. Then he put together a stat line nobody in NBA history had ever recorded. 35-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists, 5-plus blocks, and 5 made threes in the same game. The scary part was, it had stopped feeling surprising.
Wemby is a problem. When I say I'm the best two-way player in the league, is not counting Wemby. Wemby don't count. He's not even human. I'm the best human player.
Through the season, he's around 24 points, double-digit rebounds, and about 3 blocks per game, leading the league in blocks, while anchoring a defense that falls apart the moment he leaves the floor. He already had multiple 40-point games, including one where he scored 37 and a half in under 30 minutes.
37 and a half,
really
bro.
Made the season came late in the year against the Phoenix Suns. Tight game, sellout crowd, Spurs down by 1, under 11 seconds left. San Antonio cleared the side and let Wembanyama go to work. One dribble, fadeaway jumper, 1 seconds left. Game winner. That shot hit 34 points and 12 rebounds, and it clinched the Spurs' first playoff berth in 6 years, ending the longest drought in franchise history. After the game, he explained exactly why he waited until the last second.
We know it's not going to be an open shot most of the time, so it's pretty straightforward. You want to shoot it as close to the 1 or 2 seconds. This way we have a chance to get offensive rebound. In case of a miss, and in case of a make, they don't have time.
It was the kind of answer you'd expect from a veteran who's been in that moment.
That's facts.
Not a 21-year-old in his third season. The Spurs had gone 20-2 since February, one of the best runs in the league. Suddenly the rebuild didn't look like a rebuild anymore. It looked like a team that had found its superstar.
He deserves it. He deserves his flowers. He deserves it. He's playing at that type of level. He's
been
our guy on and off the court. Wembanyama. MVP.
And to be honest, it's not that far-fetched. But the reason Victor Wembanyama starts to feel so crazy is because history says this almost never works out the way people expect it to. Every few years, the NBA convinces itself it's looking at the next all-time great. Since 2000... is because history says this almost never works out the way people expect it to. Every few years, the NBA convinces itself it's looking at the next all-time great. Since 2000, only a small group of players entered the league with the kind of hype Victor Wembanyama had. Like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Zion Andrew Wiggins, Greg Oden, and Derrick Rose. And almost every one of those stories took a turn nobody expected. Sometimes the talent was real, but the body didn't hold up. 15.7 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 3.3 blocks at Ohio State. And many scouts called him the best.
And Greg Oden was crazy.
He was supposed to anchor a franchise for a decade. Instead, injuries limited him to just 105 career NBA games. Zion Williamson averaged 22.6 points on 68% shooting and won every National Player of the Year award at Duke. When he's healthy, he's dominant. Over 25 points per game on over 60% shooting early in his career. But injuries and poor conditioning have limited him to...
Yo, that nigga just gotta get in shape, bro.
I saw the brother go to
like, bro, I feel like if Zion was to just get in shape, bro, like,
the best example of how fast
he could be himself, bro. He could be what he used to be, bro. He still has that athleticism.
He led the Bulls to
he's just not in shape. He don't want to be.
The youngest MVP in NBA.
That boy's trying to eat all the gumbo in New Orleans.
Like the start of a dynasty. Then the ACL tear in 2012.
Damn, D-Rose.
No. Sometimes. Kind of great people imagine. Andrew Wiggins was one of the most hyped high school prospects ever.
He
even played at Kansas. People were calling him the next LeBron. He went #1 overall in 2014.
Next LeBron.
Rookie of the year, averaged nearly 20 points per game for 6 straight seasons.
Damn.
Became an All-Star and won a championship.
Now that, I ain't gonna lie.
That's a really good.
I mean, that was a
when
good career. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
Future
he definitely revived his career though. After he got to the
and somehow the
after he got to the Warriors, after he left the Bulls and ended up on the Warriors,
he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
He revived his career
chosen
for sure.
His high school games were on national TV.
LeBron James
of the league at 17 years old, and somehow the hype still wasn't big enough. 4 MVPs, multiple championships, all-time leading scorer.
LeBron.
20
LeBron. Oh my God, bro.
And that's why Victor Wembanyama feels so insane. The start of his career has been most similar to LeBron's.
That's right.
Has an argument for being the GOAT. And that begs the question, where will Wemby be?
That's fair.
Because right now, his trajectory
That's fair.
is absurd. Wemby's so overpowered that he's winning
over
80% of his jump balls.
80% of his jump balls, bro. What? There ain't nothing you can do, bro.
With either hand. He's
it's over. He don't even gotta jump
the rim and switching
to block
shit in the same possession. That combination didn't exist 10 years ago. Honestly, barely exists now.
You don't even gotta jump, bro. For a lot of these blocks on jump shots on small guards.
Everything is different when he was on the floor, and I don't even know how to measure that. He's the most dominant defensive player I've ever seen.
That's
I'm
facts.
not that old, but I've seen Garnett, Olajuwon, Kawhi, all those guys post.
Him dunking, even dunking.
Wemby
nobody good.
Years old. Barely over 100 NBA games into
my
his
guy
career.
Wemby, bro.
Still adding strength and still learning angles. But the part that makes all this even crazier is that it doesn't feel
blocking
like
them shots, shooting mid-range, shooting threes, like, bro. He got the complete inside-out package.
First overall in 2023.
At his height, bro, and he can shoot and dribble the ball.
Instead of rushing into
like, what the fuck?
He stayed patient.
Like, bro, he could grab a rebound. He could grab a rebound off the rim and push the ball up the court himself, bro.
Piece by piece.
That shit is you know, normal, bro. For somebody your height.
A smaller role to balance the lineup.
There's only been a few of y'all, bro.
Gave them size and playmaking in the backcourt.
That's facts. Yo, this new Spurs team is crazy.
It's not a finished roster, far from it. But that's
what they did. That's why they're the #2 seed, bro.
The league has seen superstars.
They crazy.
It's seen MVPs. It's seen players who defined entire eras. But Victor Wembanyama is different.
Wemby.
7'4" player who can block shots like a center, switch onto guards, shoot threes, move the ball, and lead the defense by himself. He's not a normal superstar.
Come on, bro.
Sure, he hasn't won a championship or MVP.
I mean, not yet, but that's gonna come.
All-time greats have. I mean, injuries are still a major concern, especially with the size.
That's facts. I said that at the beginning of the video. I said that sometimes at the start of the video.
And the
But we
expectations
good.
didn't turn out to be
He gonna be
too
great.
big. If anything, they might not have been big enough. Because if
No
this
cap.
is what it looks like, and the Spurs are still building, and Wemby's still getting better,
That's
the rest of the
facts.
league might be dealing
He's
with
not
this
even at
for
peak right now.
a long time. And if
Not even in his
everything
prime,
goes the way
bro.
It has so far. We might
Like,
be
bro,
watching
but,
the start
yo,
of a career
I ain't gonna
that
lie,
ends up
this
in
shit
the GOAT
getting-
conversation.
I mean,
Thanks for
it's
watching.
getting
And if you like
insane.
this video, there's another one right here.
Like, bro, wow. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.